My dear friends, I am going to talk something on saving tigers, how it is like saving people. Last night, few people asked me what are you going to talk tomorrow. I said about tiger conservation. And they said, yes, we saw that at 1411 something. So they wanted to mean that you are a ad guy. Let me clarify that I am not from the ad agency. Second, the figure itself 1411 is not correct. It's below than what it is. It is around 1000 because 1411, that figure has quoted from 2008 estimation done by Wildlife Institute of India. My dear friends, my daughter, being a city kid, she always used to ask me a simple question. Dad, you are working for tiger conservation, but how does it relates? How does it matters for me if I don't save tiger? So I am going to, I always tell her that tiger conservation is people conservation because we are totally depend upon the tiger forest or the forest homes where tiger lives. If you look at this equation, it's simple arithmetic. One tiger, it requires one cheetal, sambar or gaur. These are the herbivore species. One animal in every 4 days. It means these, each of these wild herbivores, they require the different kind of flora in a forest home for their sustenance, and it depends upon their body weight. So for survival of one tiger, you require a certain number of cheetal, sambar and gaurs in the forest area. And for the survival of certain number of cheetal, sambars and gaurs in the forest area, you require a variety of diet or the floral species in a particular forest. Now, who is going to protect this kind of variety or the biodiversity in the forest area? You or me or the forest department or the forest guard is not going to create or regenerate anything in the forest area. These are the tiny insects which actually pollinates, and you and me, all of us know, unless there is a pollination, none of the flower can actually fruit. So these tiny insects play an important role in the nature, in the forest, to just regenerate the forest. So if you protect a majestic cat, a tiger in the forest area, you can very well say that it has actually protected the other herbivores as well as the forest home. And these kind of lovely forests, these are the complete forest for us. Tiger, that's why, is a symbol of the health of the ecosystem. These are like the thermometers. If you want to check your health, you always say you always use the thermometer. If you can see the tiger in the forest, you can blindly, yes, this particular forest has got a good it's a good ecosystem, and that particular forest has got a water. It percolates down the water. There are perennial streams coming out of that particular forest, and these streams can actually, they have such a potential that they actually can give birth to the rivers. So for me, tiger reserves are not simply the reserves protected for the tigers. Actually, these are the hearts of the country. And the river network of this country is actually the veins which is carrying water for the development of the civilization of this particular country or whatever the tiger bearing nations. There are some other tiger bearing nations also. But we need to understand this particular equation. Tiger equal to forest equal to water equal to humans. If we want to think about the human development, we need to understand this particular equation. But sadly, if you look at the picture, at the beginning of the 20th century, our population was 200 million Indians. That time, our forest, our more than 50% area of our country was covered with the forest, and it was the home for 40,000 tigers. You take the situation of this country. At the time of independence, we were 370 million at the time of independence, and we had only 20% forest cover left. Today, we are over a billion population country. Tiger population has dwindled to only 3%, roughly around 1,000 tigers. If you take a look at the population growth and the actual forest cover and the dying rivers of this country, can you really think about the development of this country? I was present when Mr. Al Gore was speaking at Asia Pacific conference in Australia. He said, I want to protect tiger not because it's a majestic cat, but it has something to do about the development of the nation where that particular cat survives. We have visionary people, but our policies and its implementation have been failed to protect the tiger and give means for the development or protecting the natural resources for the development of the planet. Next. We don't have time because in past 100 years, we have seen the situation. We have seen how our natural resources are declining. During 1988, when I established first students organization in Maharashtra, Nature Conservation Society, I was a student, school-going boy. And I heard that in next century, you won't be able to see the tiger. I started this organization and started working for saving the tigers. The first thing that we started doing was the mass education. Educating the kids not in the cities, but even in the remotest villages and the tribal villages around the tiger habitat. I explained the same thing which I explained to my daughter, and I saw the difference. I saw the difference from the tribal kids and the urban kids and the kids living in the villages also. But after 10 years, when I studied about the tiger conservation, I also realized that just by saving one particular tiger reserve of 2,000 square kilometer, I am not going to save the rivers of this country or giving enough natural resources for the development of this country. If I want to spend the entire life, then I definitely need to think about the landscape, because tiger is a wide-ranging cat and it doesn't want to only protect one particular area in isolation. If I want to protect the cats in this country, I have to think about protecting the different tiger reserves and the forest corridors which actually connects these particular tiger reserves. So same time, in 2000, I established another organization called Satpura Foundation, just to replicate the conservation models which were established by Nature Conservation Society in and around Melghat Tiger Reserve of Maharashtra. And I started replicating the success stories and the successful conservation models across the Satpura landscape. And that is how Satpura Foundation, you can see there are different tiger reserves and the sanctuaries and the national parks. So we call it as a protected areas and the network of protected areas. There are some forest areas which connects the two tiger reserves or the sanctuaries. And this particular PA network, you look at the central India, It spreads mainly in Madhya Pradesh and part of Maharashtra and a part of Chhattisgarh also. This particular landscape of around 1,25,000 square kilometer spreads in 15 districts, home to 300 tigers in around 34,000 square kilometer tiger forest. It's a only tiger forest in central India, continuous forest. Still in over a billion population country, we have 34,000 square kilometer tiger bearing forest in central India, which is actually giving, which is actually source of 300 rivers, which have become the source for the development of the central India, around 15 districts in two states. 3 crore population, human population, their needs for livelihood, food, health, shelter and comfort, that is totally depend upon the survival of this particular landscape. When we thought that if this particular landscape is so important for the development of the nation or the central India, what are the different threats? As I said, overpopulation is one threat, one of the threats. As we have, the population is increased like 400 times more. You go to any tribal village, the population has increased 400 times. The cattle population has also increased. They have tremendous pressure on the natural resources around. The minor forest produce in the area. There are jobless youths. They don't have anything to do. And the first thing that they do is to go into the forest area and grab the minor forest produce, sell it in the market. So it's an easy thing to do. They are doing it. They are doing it for their sustenance. They are doing it for their livelihood. Their fuel is coming from the forest area. Their cattle are freely grazing in the forest area. And that is how we are actually diminishing the natural regeneration in the forest area. So even after 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, our government is spending huge amount on forest protection. Our forest cover is not increasing, though it has been mentioned in the national forest policy that we should protect 33% forest in the country for the development of this country. But still we have been failed to achieve this particular target. Another threat, as I said, the overpopulation is the threat, unemployment is the threat, unplanned developmental projects, all small and large projects, because you are developing the unsustainable cities like the Mumbai and the Pune, where from power is coming. We are then sanctioning some 47 power projects in Vidarbha region. Where from coal is coming? Again the coal is coming from the tiger bearing forest areas. Next please. Is it a sustainable development? I won't say this. What is the strategy to tackle these issues? Education, research, conservation, planning and modeling, consultations and advocacy, social and legal actions. These are all the strategies. We thought about these strategies. We started acting upon it. From Melghat Tiger Reserve to all 5 tiger reserves. And now after 20 years we are expanding our network in the forest corridors which are actually connecting the tiger habitats. Next please. After running an education program, after running a conservation program, after having a social studies to actually assess and evaluate at each and every step whether your programs are giving some success or not, whether you are achieving something, some target or not, we are coming across with army of tribal kids. This first guy, he is Ravi. He is from a Korku tribal family from Melghat Tiger Reserve. I am giving only one example of Ravi. Madhav Subramanyam, 10 years old boy from Mumbai. He raised some 15,000 rupees in 2003, and we started Madhav Tiger Conservation Fund. With the help of that particular fund, we started the education program for creating an army of tribal kids, and today Ravi is one of the leaders who is actually promoting tiger conservation in and around Melghat Tiger Reserve. This is not one particular kid. There there is army of kids which is actually doing the tiger conservation work. We created employment cell for generating more and more employment. You can see Santosh Giri Goswami from Potia village in Madhya Pradesh, in Pench, Madhya Pradesh. Now he has been employed. Earlier he used to go and take the bamboos, prepare bamboo crafts and sell it in the market because it has good market. But again, there was a huge interference in the tiger's habitat. So we designed a proper training program, and today this guy is earning something 2,700 rupees per month, and also regularly sending money to his widowed mother. This this is the chair that is designed from the lantana. It's actually weed, and in tiger reserve this particular weed is ample. So we had given these kind of alternatives to the bamboo. So it is not only that, yes, these people they need the jobs, so you can just pull them and place them in the market. It is not like that. You need to be very site specific, you need to be very problem specific in designing the solutions. So we have designed the solutions, and then we have designed the programs where each and every individual can play a role. Here, this is an example. One of our friends from Mumbai, she started a program for specially city dwellers. There are many people sitting in this hall, sitting in Mumbai or Pune, who want to participate actively, not only by donating money, but who want to actually come and see and come and do some work in the landscape for tiger conservation. We started this program, and there are many institutes like Pratham, Mumbai-based organization. They started IT program in the tribal villages of Pench Tiger Reserve, Maharashtra. This girl, we wanted to eliminate polythene bags from the urban areas. So this girl sitting in Pench Tiger Reserve now preparing cloth bags, and she is earning money out of it. So we have coined such kind of programs. Next, please. Then while giving alternatives, our army of kids and the village elders also, they have started constructing this kind of bunds in and around the tiger reserve, so that villagers' cattle should not go inside the forest area and harm the tiger habitat. Next, please. I won't say this is the development, because I have given you the example where Government of Maharashtra has sanctioned some 47 thermal power projects which needs huge amount of water and the coal, and again the coal is coming from 27 coal mining companies which want to extract coal from the tiger habitat of Tadoba Andhari Tiger Reserve, situated in Tadoba Andhari, Chandrapur district. Same time, while opposing these projects, we have promoted a distributed power as a solution. Our own center, situated in Melghat Tiger Reserve, has produced the biofuel as well as the solar energy, and we are running this center. Not only this, we have electrified the entire village in Melghat Tiger Reserve. With this, next please. We started an eco-restoration project because in past 50 years, we have left some of the areas barren. We need to restore, because this is a crucial moment when we need to go and restore these areas. In these 12 villages, we have started eco-restoration project, and Royal Bank of Scotland have come forward to help us in this endeavor. I stop here. I only say that if we start working in a proper direction, we still can protect the tiger. With this hope, I express my thanks to the organizers, Ted, Ajay, and Yashish. Thank you.